Hey guys, welcome to another video. My name is David Pindo. They also call me TipsWithDav, and you are looking at a solo ad training. So I want to cover a lot of information within this video because I've been getting a lot of questions related to solo ads, and I'm going to show you guys my strategy, how I use to fund my solo ads. So I really don't have to think of how much money I'm spending and so on and so forth, but I wanted to give you guys a little bit more understanding of how solo ads work. The reason why I'm saying this is because I've been using them for years and I've learned the hard way. I've learned good things, I've learned bad things, and I know how at least to build this up. If you guys don't know who I am, I've been doing affiliate marketing for the last 10 years. I've had my successes, I've had my failures. I'm not some guru out there who's made millions and millions of dollars and something like that. Didn't want to show you, but I have got consistency and I keep getting consistency in my results, and I primarily use solo ads. So what happened in the last 10 years is I was doing affiliate marketing for some time, and then I stopped doing affiliate marketing for about 2 to 3 years in this entire journey. And then I came back to it. When I came back to it, I had a very clear plan where the first year practically I was creating this budget for myself, and then I was using solo ads to build up my email list, and that's what I'm doing currently. And I have done for you systems on the back end, but on the front end I'm building my entire email list with solo ads. So this is why I think that it's really important for me to go through the training with you guys. And just to let you know, all the resources are in the description of this video, and if you want to look at the links that I am providing or any kind of resources, for example, related to this video, there's going to be in the pinned comments a link to Udimi and a link to Trafficzest, which are the two solo ad channels that I personally fundamentally use. And I'm going to show you guys tips and strategies on how to use these two to networks. Okay, I call them networks because I believe that that's how they are. But let's go ahead and to show you the pros and cons of solo ads. Everything is not good. There are bad things happening out there, guys, just like any other industry. So we have to be cautious when we're going into paid advertising as a whole. Not only solo ads, but if you're doing Facebook ads, YouTube ads, whatever kind of paid advertising, you need to have the right mindset for you to get the right results. So this is also a video that I'm doing for a bonus that is on my one of my done for you systems. So Map is going to get this bonus video, but it's going to share everything. It is on YouTube, but it's also a bonus video that exactly shares with you how to use solo ads, and you can apply this training to that done for you system that you find. Okay, so let's get into it. Let me share with you a little bit of my screen of the presentation that I prepared because this is for you guys. Okay, so I've done this once before. I'll link in the description of this video. I will also link the other video that I've done on solo ads so that you guys can see that it's 2 years ago that I did a training like this, and I'm redoing it because I think it adds value for my audience. I know it adds value for myself to be able to train and share with you guys this because I had to learn the hard way, honestly. What are solo ads and what are paid advertise? What is paid advertising? So solo ads, first and foremost, guys, are traffic sources that you pay for, which basically means that you are not paying for Facebook ads, you are not paying for Google ads, you are paying to be able to receive advertising from a specific list, a list that is built by a marketer or somebody, or you're renting the list basically, right? So you send out an email to that list to get a certain amount of clicks. Now, this can be in the make money online space, this can be in the health and wellness space, this can be a blogger that has a blog on dogs, for example, and you have an offer that's related to dogs and you would like to rent their list, then why not? That as well would be a solo ad because you're renting to send an email out to that list and get 100 clicks from that. You don't need to get more than that, right? I'm just giving you an example to test things out. And if everything works well with those 100 clicks, maybe you go back to that blog and say, you know what, can I buy more advertising from you? Can you email more and put my link instead of yours in your emails, because you're getting good conversions, you're getting good opens, you're getting good clicks, so why not, right? So that is what a solo ad is. We are entering into that space where the person is on their own, actively building the email list and actively getting buyers, and now they are sending emails and they have multiple offers. It's what we call a cost per action kind of list, and then we share that cost per action list with other people who are interested, like myself, who want to get people interested in the offer that I have. I will go to a solo ad vendor, ask them to send out an email, and then get those results in turn. Okay. So just for you guys to understand, this is the logic behind it. Now, there are multiple ways that you can get solo ads out there. As I'm saying right here on this slide, there are many traffic vendors. So please be careful when it comes to solo ads. Everything doesn't happen overnight. It is a profession that there are bot traffic out. There's a lot of bot traffic out there. But when you do find a good vendor and a sustainable vendor for yourself, be able to review it and move forward with that vendor, because as I mentioned, it is not easy sometimes and you do get a lot of bad traffic out there. So be careful when it comes to solo ads. Okay, I wanted to say this very openly. I'm just going to give you guys the phases and then we're going to go into, pretty much Udemy itself. So I like to look at advertising in phases and then paid advertising, how we are working with it. So how does the phases work? Any kind of advertising, whether free or paid, guys, has, in my opinion, there is a phase where you're reaching out to cold traffic, so cold audience, where you have to build that know, like, and trust, that relationship you're building with that audience. Now, if you use free advertising like Facebook, like YouTube, these videos itself, that I'm posting 3 videos every single week. Okay, so I have at least 3 opportunities every single week to reach out to you, to connect with you. You guys watch these videos, and maybe some of you take action, maybe some of you don't, and that's absolutely fine. In doing this, what's happening is, first and foremost, you are giving me data so I can help you more, because you're telling me and commenting and letting me know. By the way, if you have any questions, guys, let me know in the comments below. But besides that, I'm also learning what is working by seeing the kind of views that I'm getting, by seeing the kind of results that I'm getting, by testing and trying and sharing my opinions as well. Gets me to know, like, and trust my audience. And this is a relationship that's being built, right? With cold traffic or with paid traffic, you are getting clicks to your offer. So where do you warm up and where do you understand your audience? On your email list. Okay, so I just want you guys to understand that. So warming up, first and foremost, you need to understand your audience. You then rent a list. Obviously, you ask to get those clicks, those 100, 200, 300, how many clicks, how many ever clicks that you need to get them onto your you show them your offer. They decide maybe to opt in. From those 100 clicks, you get 40 people. Let's say you get a 40% conversion rate. You get 40 people to come onto your email list. How then do you go forward? These are people who don't know you. They were curious. That's why they got onto your list. Now is the time, as we say, for phase 2, where you warm up your target audience. Therefore, it should be anything that gives this audience support. Let's say you're giving a free guide, then show them that they're getting support within that email sequence. That's what I like to call a nurture sequence. Not I like to call, the industry calls a nurture sequence, where you're actually nurturing that relationship with your audience so that they know what to expect from you now that they're on your list. Okay, so sign up for to be on your list. What do they expect from you? So it's a warming up section right there. As you warm up, you will get your sales, and these sales, and you will also have impulse buyers. Okay, you'll have impulse buyers who basically go through the sales process and they decide to get that buy, and those impulse buyers are good indicators whether the solo ads are good or not also. Now, once you have those impulse buyers, and once you see, okay, I'm getting replies to my emails, I'm getting people who are actually talking about, signing up to my offers and so on and so forth, then you can decide to go to phase 3, which is scaling up and boosting that advertising to, you may be using that vendor or other vendors and so on and so forth, because your sales process with email is concise, right? And then from there you optimize accordingly. So let's say you want to get higher conversions with your emails. Okay, let's optimize your emails. Let's say you want to get higher conversions with your landing page, then you optimize your landing page to go from 40% to 50%. Let's say you want to get more impulse sales. Okay, how do I now focus on this sales page, or bridge page as we call it, to get the best conversions to my offer, whatever I'm sharing, right? So I hope you guys understand this whole logic. Now I'm talking to you with regards to specifically solo ads. With regards to any other kind of paid advertising, it still has the same elements. However, it's different with each advertising source. With Facebook, you would need to maybe warm it up in a different way, give more information up front, have messaging involved, all these kind of things. So there are different platforms will have different warming up techniques, but the logic behind the phases still remain the same. Then we go to exactly how do you work with paid advertising. Okay, so with paid advertising, usually you focus on a goal. The goal for the task. So let's say I'm purchasing advertising with solo ads. What is my goal? My goal is to get opt-ins. My goal is to get opt-ins. And I'll share what an opt-in is in a second. You need to spend a few months, money for a few months. That is how you gather data. The second mindset change that we need to have is not how do I make sales. If I spend $100, am I making that $100 back? Most 100%, I'm going to tell you that in your first solo ad purchase, you're not going to get your $100 back. Let's say you have a $100 offer, maybe one sale of that you could, but it's nothing is guaranteed with orders, okay, with any kind of traffic that you're doing. So you're spending money to gather data. You need a good data set. So you might be spending money for the first few months. Let's say you have only $100 a month. Maybe then you're going 6 months of spending $100, $100, $100, and you've got 6 orders. That gives you kind of some kind of data. So you remember that you're gathering data. It's not a waste of money. All those emails are going to your list. It's not a waste of money. Okay, so this is something that a lot of people don't understand because they expect, oh, I'm spending $100 and I want to get, this amount back, or at least half of it back, and so on and so forth. And it's not that's not how it works. Okay, one traffic purchase in any kind of paid advertising is never enough to judge the traffic. You need to test the traffic and have a budget for testing and then optimizing. Okay, then you can go to the phase 3 and phase 4, which is scaling up and optimizing. Track all the results of your traffic. This is another highly important thing which many people forget about it. They send solo ads from different offers, different places, different vendors, and they don't even have different tracking links involved to understand how their conversions are. Okay, so I send first and foremost, for example, one solo ad at a time. I have specific tracking links on the offers, so I know what converts better and not. Okay, so for example, if you have the done for you system called MAP or OLSP, you can get tracking for your links. Okay, you can add a tracking link on MAP itself that tells you that, okay, I'm buying from this vendor. You can add that. Whatever Facebook, Instagram, whatever sources of traffic you're using, you can add that tracking link at the end. So it's very important. Then once you have a good process to follow, move to phase 3 and phase 4. Okay, so you're spending the time. Let me go back. Spending the time in understanding your target audience, warming up your target audience by sending it to your email list. And then the scale up is when you know. So for example, when you have, as I said, these impulse buys, okay, there are buyers on that email list. Let me buy another time from that. I'm still testing, but I'm buying another time from that vendor, and I'm buying another time from that vendor. And now, oh, I'm getting a lead here. So you are seeing these inputs that help you understand whether that vendor is good, and then you can scale up with that vendor. Optimize and then scale up. So use networks that can actually be good to test to see if this is a traffic strategy you resonate with. Okay, so using networks. When I say networks, I mean Udimi is a network. TrafficzestIn my opinion, is a network where you can find vendors that are vetted from in the first place. Okay, so the strategy that I follow is simply this. This is something that I have in a mini course and everything else. If you guys are a member of MAP with me, you've got access to this mini course absolutely for free because I give it to you and the AI prompt that I use. But I use a step 1 to build a funded proposal. Now, what a funded proposal is basically I leverage a really mid-range, let's say, a traffic source to send to offers on Warrior Plus and ClickBank, and I make sales over there. Now, those sales that I make on Warrior Plus and ClickBank contribute to an advertising budget for myself to then use for solo ads, for my own funnel, for my done-for-you funnels, which is MAP and OLSP. This is how I function on the back end, and that builds those leads, and that's why I start to now build a very targeted email list as well. I'm not going out of pocket, guys. I've spent about $8,000 or $9,000 just on advertising the last year itself because of this, not from my pocket, but from this fund itself. Yes, $8,000 to $9,000. Okay, so I'm sharing with you something that is working for me actively. This is not an old tactic. It's a funded proposal. If you don't want to do a funded proposal, then have a budget yourself. start to gain momentum, start to get a bit of recurring income also, and then take a percentage of that. Never put 100% of your earnings into advertising, but let's say you start off with an 80-20 split, and then you move over to a 50-50 split when you're optimizing, so that you put more money into your pocket, because it's very important that you guys do pay yourself also. Okay, so that is just an understanding of it. Now let's go to Udemy and just share with you a little bit of a tactics of finding. Now, the link to Udemy is going to be in the description of this video and in the pinned comments. Affiliate for Udemy. So if you decide to join, you can join for free. If you do decide to purchase any traffic with and you've joined through me, then you will I will get a commission for it. And just I'm just saying this openly. You don't need to worry about it. It's not coming out from your pocket. You still will be able to buy buy the traffic and everything else, but just be aware that I am an affiliate for Udemy, and I'm also an affiliate for TrafficzestWhich which is below. And I'm going to show you guys how both function. Okay, so let's say you're using Udemy. The process with Udemy is pretty simple. First and foremost, I'm going to go to maybe let me go to settings. So let's go to the home page. Let me just go to settings right here, and I want to show you that in the settings you have multiple things that are available in the settings. So first and foremost, obviously your general settings and password and so on and so forth. They have a membership called Prime. Now, just to give you guys an understanding what Prime is for you to see, it's a membership that is $49.95 per month. It just basically gives you some benefit features and stuff like that, but again, you don't really need it. In my opinion, you don't really need it. Okay, there's some free Prime traffic filter. That's cool. I didn't know that they had this, but anyway. And then you can get to up to 50% in your referrals. So if you are heavily using, let's say, Udemy, then maybe consider going to Prime. But I've never paid for Udemy, and I've been a part of it for like the last, I think, 9 years. Anyway, then there's a seller setup. Again, you won't need that. Money settings is basically if you want to save your cards and everything else. And then I would just say ad text. Okay, so ad text is something that I would recommend in case you want to test new vendors out, see if they're really good or not. It might come in handy. This is not going to be a training for that, but if you guys want, I will make another training related to this. I might even purchase an ad just to show you guys how this will work. But basically, when you're buying a solo ad, you tell them that this is the text that you want them, so this is the email that you want them to send to their list. Okay, so I'm asking them right very clearly, how many times have you been let down without realistically getting results? Then I say, hi folks, blah blah blah, all these questions here, and then I'm telling what they need to do. Basically, I promote map with Udemy, so that's why you can see that it's related to map, and I would send this. Okay, and then you have my links. My links are basically all the links that you can add here to map itself, sorry, to Udemy itself, will be added here. I have to remove quite a few of them because I have quite a few that I don't use anymore, so I need to remove them. But yes, this is pretty simple. Okay, so that's the settings tab, just for you guys to understand, and I wanted to highlight on the text. But how do you find the right solo ad vendors? As I mentioned, you have people who do a lot of, there are good vendors and bad vendors, right? So I'm not showing you where to go directly to the vendor itself. And if somebody does reach out to you guys on Messenger, on Facebook, on Telegram, and says, oh, I'm a solo ad vendor, just be cautious. I would say, in my opinion, I avoid those vendors completely, even if they give me, especially if they're trying to be pushy and they don't understand and they're just trying to get you to buy cheap traffic from them and so on and so forth. Just stay away from them, because if you're a traffic vendor who knows how to generate traffic, you're an expert in generating traffic, then you don't need to reach out to me to get sales. You will be able to build a list, and people will be able to find you easily because of how you are generating traffic. Okay, so it's very important that you have these filters right here, and I'm going to just reset the filters so you guys see. There are 1,407 sellers, and this is real time on Udemy itself. Okay, so you might say, oh my god, who do I choose from? How do I get these better results? So I have a recommended list that I personally purchase from, but if you do not want to do that and you just want to find yourself, this is how I recommend, because you want to have the highest quality, quality vendors that you're buying from, and not the promoted ones, and not the solo deals. The solo deals are great, but sometimes you want to have, when you're starting off, you need to have a really high quality email list. So this is kind of what I would do. Okay, so first and foremost, you go to visitors, and let's say the minimum amount of visitors is 100, so we'll leave that as is. Ratings, we want to put to 300 plus ratings. The reason why we do that is because this means that people are actively rating members. Okay, so ratings 100 plus. Got sales, we want to put it to at least 50 plus. Okay, the reason why I'm saying this is, again, that means the vendors who are here and who are getting sales most of the time. So let's say you put 100 clicks, at least 50% of the time they are getting those sales. Not always, but they're at least getting sales, and it's being reported on um, on Udemy. Okay, so that's the second filter that's important. Then I personally look at repeat orders and I keep it between 25 and 30%. Okay, so if you want to see 25%, there are six sellers here. So all of these six sellers here, in my opinion, are brilliant. And then if I go and I look at 30%, guess what? I just find one seller. So this means that these have buyers for sure. It has 54%. But you can see that the repeat orders are quite high in the last whatever amount of time. Okay, I think that it is, I'm not sure how much time frame, but anyway, I put 25% usually. I don't do that because I at least see the top vendors for that month or the next month. So I can see right here, if it's from, I would use 25, not 30, just because you can see that 30%, this has 54% sales, this guy, Amantas Poshis, if I'm pronouncing his name. But you can see that his reviews have only 748. So that means, overall nothing, not too much. But I would go with Angelo, who's a top seller right here. This is somebody I would really recommend. Haven't purchased from him myself, but it's somebody who I want to. I have purchased from Igor. In fact, I have an order for next week with Igor, and I can give you guys that update and results. But and I've purchased from him in the past as well. But Angelo is another guy who I would recommend, and these are people who are on Udemy itself for a long time. You can see, I'll just go to Angelo's and show you. You can see he's been a member of Udemy for the last 11 years. It's a consistent business over here. But let's say you've chosen Angelo because of this. You can see that 83% of the sales and 29%. Now this just shows you how you can get the least amount of clicks. I always suggest always start off with the lowest amount of clicks and then move up. Okay, so you can see Angelo's is 200 as the lowest amount of clicks. Igor's is even less. I can buy 100 clicks from that. So you can, based on your budget, you can see those things. And then, as I mentioned, right, if we've added the text, you can just easily click here, add text, and this is the text that we want to send. Or you can go and add your link and then send only a link, so they will send whatever email that they have to get you the best clicks, and that's going to convert into signups. Okay, I usually, me personally, I usually do not allow the seller to do earlier because I like to schedule my solo ads. I earn I put that money into Udemy and I kind of schedule my solo ads, so I have consistent advertising being run to my funnel or my backend system. So that's what is available. So you can choose the dates that are available right here, and then you click on continue. Okay, but just to say, how do I choose? You can see right here there are some details. Here is also what the list is about. How does the person build, how does Angelo build his email list? He builds it through Bing ads, Facebook ads, banner ads, and private ad networks. Okay, and he tells you it converts really well with business opportunity, MLM offers, CPA offers, binary offers, internet marketing offers. So this is how his solo ads work. And if you scroll down, the last and final thing that I would say that it's really important for you guys to see, and this is cool. I know Andre actually myself, and he said that he got sales on the 1st of April. But you can see another James Fawcett here got sales. James Fawcett got his sales, and James Fawcett, by the way, guys, has a $1 million business that he's doing, and he's consistently buying from this vendor. Therefore, if you keep consistently getting sales from this specific vendor, I'm gonna come definitely and purchase right from here. Clicks were delivered early, customer service was easy, low opt-in rate, and I didn't make any sales from the front end. Okay, so it's really important to see who made sales, who didn't make sales, right? So in April, for example, I already see 1, 2, 3, 4 sales that were coming in April. So for me, that's pretty recent, and I would say good. Here, there's also end of March that they got sales. There's no sales from Jack. You can see right here, James Fawcett got another sale. No comment here, but got sales. Honestly, I would definitely test this traffic out. Again, if it does convert for you, then you are going ahead and purchasing more. That's the logic behind it. Okay. Remember, we need a few traffic runs before we get to go. But this is how I look at finding the best and highest quality vendors on solo ad networks, and Udemy is one of the solo ad networks that, let me actually show you, right? So let's say I have these. This is traffic that is supposed to be started. You can see that I actually got one click, but it was a useless click. Okay, so say this useless click is not counted as my quality click. So you're getting 100 quality visitors to your offer, okay, to your landing page. That is what they're giving you every single time. That is Udemy. Let's jump onto Traffic Zest and share with you a little bit more about Traffic Zest. All right, guys, I'm here in Traffic Zest, and I know that this is a longer video, so I have broken it up into different chapters so that you guys get a overview of it. But let's get into the logic behind Traffic Zest and how you can use it. First and foremost, Traffic Zest is a network that has more of a, I like the way Traffic Zest is just because it has more of a bidding kind of strategy. So the way that I personally would do it, I'll just use this last last campaign that I created, which I not have not sent anybody to this campaign. Remember that, okay? But I'm going to give you guys some tips when you're creating a campaign. So first and foremost, Traffic Zest, the link is below. You can get started, and in order for you to actually purchase any advertising, you need to add funds. So I'm just going to show you guys. The minimum deposit is 100, the maximum is 5,000. So basically every time I have $100 from my funded proposal, as I mentioned, I just dump it here, and then I use it over time. As you guys can see, I use it over time to then send traffic to different offers and services and so on and so forth. Okay, so I basically create this budget that is consistently there for me, and then I tap into it. And I'm going to show you guys how I utilize the traffic on Traffic Zest to be able to get the best value. Okay, so we go to traffic campaigns, and I'm just going to show you guys this last one that I created. So this last one is my map funnel. Okay, so I built a funnel, and just to show you, this is the funnel that I built. So this is the funnel that people come here, they have to enter the email address, and then I believe they will go to map thank you page. I believe this is it. No, or just thank you page. Yeah, so it goes to thank you page. This is the, just to show you guys, okay, this is the funnel itself, and it takes them through the whole process. I give them a 4-minute video of showing them exactly what map is, and they can create an account below, and they have bonuses here. So this is what is called a bridge funnel, guys. Okay, this is what is called a bridge funnel. That is the process that they're going through. Now you have a campaign name here, you have your funnel link here. You obviously send it to also a landing page, guys. Please do not send it to a sales page. Send all of this traffic, any kind of paid advertising, always send to a landing page so that you collect the lead. I forgot to say that initially. And you can see right here, they have weight loss niche, health niche, and then the make money online niche. Okay, you can block traffic. This is quite cool. So let's say you don't want specific vendors in the future, you can actually create a blacklist. That's quite cool. But this is allowed traffic. I just wanted to show you. And what I do is, if specifically if I'm like on a tight budget, I select one vendor and I try it's an interesting strategy, but I'm going to show you. Okay, so these are all the vendors that you have, providers that you have right here. So you can see right here they have a list of people. Now some of these people are on Udemy as well. So if you guys don't want to buy from Traffic Zest and you want to buy from Udemy itself, you can do that as well. You can take, for example, let's use Igor. I mean, Igor is here as well, right? Glenn is here as well. Gabe is here as well. They're also on Udemy itself, and they're on Traffic Zest. Thomas is here as well. These are all high class vendors on the other channel, but they're also on Traffic Zest. Okay, so you can pick and choose. If you do not pick and choose, it basically selects a ton of basically all of the providers, and then based on your lower budgeting, it will filter it out. Okay, so then this is a second filter, which I usually keep either top tier countries or international, or international or tier 1 countries. Okay, this is personally what I do. And then this is the interesting part. This is the part that I like. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys here based on the vendor that I chose. So I chose Brad because I wanted to see how Brad would do. You can see if I take out this CPC, and I'll tell you what cost per click is. You can see on the right hand side here, it says based on your current targeting, there are about 2,794 clicks available per day at the cost of 0.37 lowest to 0.65 USD from this vendor. Now look how this changes. Okay, just to give you an understanding, let's say I go to not Brandon, not sorry, not Brad, but but branded, right? Now I have only 64 clicks. So this vendor has a little less clicks, and you can see it's between 0.39 cents to 78 cents. Okay. I'm just showing you guys the difference so you understand. We'll go to Chris, that goes from $1 to 1.1. So these are high quality leads also. So you can test vendors like this. Let's use Brad again because that's what I wanted to use. Okay, so you can see that this is what's available. To be able to budget it correctly, what I do is I add a CPC, which is cost per click. So you can see right there, the cost per click is the lowest cost per click is 0.37. So if I put 0.36, honestly, not going to get any clicks. I can put this in cost per click, but I'm not going to get any clicks. So my minimum input, which I like to do, is 1 cent above the minimum that is mentioned right here. So 0.38, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to be guaranteed any clicks. So when yeah, okay, I'm just going to say that for now. Then I personally add a total budget just because I don't want to spend unlimited amount. I want to spend maybe on a little bit at a time. So let's say I put $70 here, and I want the daily budget to be $10 per day being spent. And then let's say when the budget is hit, I can then increase it, let's say from 70, I put it to 90. So now that $20 more is going to be spent, and the budget increases. So it's a little bit more control. I personally this way, if you don't have that control, that's absolutely fine as well. Up to you. But yeah, now let's go back to CPC. The CPC, why I tell you that you can do it this way is because that way you can see how much is your actual cost per click. If you do put this as nothing, then it can go up to 65 cents. And so you're saying, okay, I'm spending 65 cents, but actually you can spend a little less and save a little bit of money. It's not going to save a lot of money, saving a little bit of money, but getting those higher quality leads. So you can see more or less where your mid range is for your cost per click. So that's what I'm discard all changes. That's what I'm doing. For example, for this traffic source right here. Okay, I started it off, I believe, at 28 cents, right? And now I'm building it up slowly. So now it is with these two vendors itself. I just increased the traffic to about five. Maximum cost per click is five, and as you get five, like half a cent basically, a half a dollar as yeah, half a dollar, yeah, half a dollar, if you can see. And here you can see my CPC is actually less than that. Okay, so I'm saying this is my highest bid. I'm bidding on this. So if this I have a bid for this amount and I get the click, great. Okay, so it goes on all a bidding game in terms of how this network is created. So you have your traffic vendors in the back end and you're bidding for clicks. So you're not always going to get all the clicks from one vendor. Let me give you an example. I'm going to use one which I've used like all vendors, and we're just going to do, I'm just going to go to 2024, so that it's just to give you guys an understanding. I know it doesn't matter, I just want to show you. So if you do it all, it looks basically like this, where it tells you exactly all the vendors that were used, how many clicks from one, you might get one from the other. But can you see that it's based on the bidding? So the cost per click makes sense. So if you are doing a bid for 50 cents, then most probably, or 60 cents, most probably I would have gone more, they would have said more to Jason, and maybe to Brad, and maybe to, that's it, based on this list. Okay, but you can see right here, these are just some examples. Okay, so you can bid on your list, and this helps you to have a good control of how many clicks you're getting. Sometimes you are spending less this way and getting high quality clicks because you're always bidding and moving forward. At least that's from my experience. It's how I'm working with these two platforms. Just in a nutshell, TrafficZest, the best way in my opinion to have the settings in place is to have your cost per click, but you need to come to your cost per click once a day at least. If you have a budget, come back, see how it's doing, and then adjust it accordingly. Okay, so you might need to find the right cost per click for your campaign itself, and add your total budget. I personally add an daily budget as well, and then I click on budget distribution as smooth because they also have an accelerated budget. Then you click on campaign status right here on the right hand corner, active, and then click save changes, and it activates. Right now I don't want to activate this because it's just something that I prepared and got ready, and next week I will activate this, or I might add more funds and then activate it. But yeah, that's the overview. I know this is a long video, guys, so if you have stuck through till the very end to learn about Udemy, to learn about solo ads, to learn about TrafficZest, I'm excited, I'm happy. I'm I'm also encouraging you to hit that subscribe button and the bell notification because I want to bring out value and realistic information that helps you on your journey as an affiliate marketer. That's the whole purpose for me, creating this channel itself. So I'm here to help. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. If you're watching this in the bonus, guys, go back to the bonus. You have everything available in map. Learn from there. That's where I learn, and that's why I can make these videos and why I can share my journey as well along the way. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. I'm going to see you guys on the next video.